Okay, folks, today we're going to take a look at practice project 1.2. In this project, we're going to be looking at the payback and the net present value formulas to determine which of our projects we should invest in. For this project, we're going to go back to Corellia and we're looking at Corellian engineering. Again, we have approximately $100 billion to invest, and so we want to look at two different freighters, both with faster than light hyperdrives. Management has told you that they want a payback period of fewer than 5 years and a rate of return of 15%. Again, that's less than 5 years and a rate of return of less than 15%. So the first one we're looking at is the YT-1300, and this is a pretty fast ship. It's capable of making the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. We're not going to tell them that a parsec is a unit of measure and not time, but let's just move on. It has multiple sensor-proof cargo holds, dual phase cannons, inertial dampeners, so on and so forth. The financials for that are $700 million investment and an estimated annual sales of $225 million. The next one is a little bit lighter freighter, is the VCX 100. It has a sleeping quarters, even maybe a kitchen, ventral plating capable of handling several bulk containers. Very, very fast ship, but it doesn't push as much cargo. Initial investment here, $400 million. Total annual sales about $110 million. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these numbers and we're going to simply plug them into our spreadsheet. That spreadsheet is available here where it says in-class assignment 2.2. So for the YT-1300, again, our initial investment was $700 million. $700 million. Okay? And the annual sales is estimated to be $225 million. Okay? And I'll make that a little bigger so you can see it better. Now, for our payback period, it's just going to simply take the annual sales, the investment divided by the annual sales. Your formulas are here. Payback equals investment divided by annual sales. So for the payback period, we take the investment divided by annual sales. And so that tells me that we'll make back our initial investment in approximately 3.11 years. Our rate of return is going to be the inverse of that. So we're going to take the annual investment divided by, the annual sales divided by the initial investment. So we're going to invert the formula. And again, that formula is given to you here. Okay? So here we find that our rate of return is 32.1%. Now the way we're going to determine if this is an acceptable amount is by plugging in this formula. We said that we wanted a payback period that's less than 5 years and a rate of return of 15%. So we're going to plug that in here where it says equals if, open parentheses, and D11. So this is called an if and formula. It looks at two different pieces at the same time. So if the payback period is less than 5 and the rate of return is greater than 15%, then we're going to say, yes, that's acceptable, comma, open quote, yes. Otherwise, type no. So what Excel is going to do here is going to look from the inside. Remember, you look at your parentheses first. It's going to say if D11 is less than 5 years and D13 is greater than 15%, then put a yes. Otherwise, put a no. And so because both of them fit the criteria, we get a yes, this project is acceptable. For the VCX, all we have to do here is put in an initial investment of $400 million and our annual sales of 110. Okay. And now we simply copy and paste our formulas over. So the payback period, we copy and paste that over, and we get a payback period of 3.64 years. My annual rate of return is going to be 27.5. Is it acceptable? Yes. So according to the net present value formula and the payback period, both of them are acceptable. We have less than 5 years for both, greater than 15% for both. What we have to do is decide for ourselves which one is a better investment. And that's going to come down to what our personal selection criteria are. For me, I would want the one that has a higher rate of return and a lower payback period over the one that's the opposite. So for me, the YT1300 is a better investment than the VCX. Now, that may not be the case in your particular case, so you'd have to take a look and see which one is the best. But again, the criteria allow you to quantify those things that you might not necessarily be able to see on your own. Thank you and have a great day.